Hey 4th grade, it's Miss Nealy. Today we're going to be talking all about light and sound, which is our next science unit. Today we'll be focusing on light, so we'll talk about reflection and refraction, and then we'll talk about transparent, translucent, and opaque objects, all with a light experiment. So let's go ahead and get started. So you've already learned what light is. Light is a form of energy, and it's very important to know that. Light travels in different wavelengths, which we'll learn more about next week. You learned about two different types of light this week. Natural light, like the sun that provides the earth energy, or artificial light, which is man-made, like the light coming from my flashlight. You can do this experiment right along with me. What you'll need for it is a flashlight. The flashlight on the back of your parents' phone would work just fine. And then you'll need different forms of materials. So you can use clear plastics. I also have parchment paper or wax paper and then aluminum foil. So we're going to need to turn all the lights off for this one. That's much better. You're going to need your light source, which is in our case the flashlight. And we're going to decide whether an object is transparent, translucent, or opaque. The first object I have is a clear plastic bag. You also are going to be emailed a recording sheet so you can record your findings below or just record them in your science journal. So I'm going to take my light source and I'm going to put it on the plastic bag. As you can see, all the light is passing through my plastic bag, which means that this is transparent. When all the light can pass through an object, this object is transparent because the light can still travel all the way through. Nothing is blocking the light. I want you to go around your house and see if there are any other objects you can find that are transparent. When you find something that's transparent, comment it down below or write it in your science journal. To better demonstrate what a transparent object looks like, I'm going to hold the plastic bag up to the wall. So first, I have my light source without it passing through any object. You can see that there is a small circle in the center of the light. When I hold a transparent object up, it allows all the light to continue to pass through. As you can see, we can still see that small circle and all the light is passing through the plastic bag. Alright, now we need the lights back on. Perfect. Alright, now we're going to talk about translucent objects. Translucent objects are objects that allow some light to pass through it, but block some of the light in the process. For example, here I have wax paper. Wax paper can typically be found in your kitchen and used for baking. So if I do a close-up, you can see that you can't see my hand completely all the way through. It's blocked by the wax paper. It has a waxy feeling, and we're going to see what happens when I shine a light through it. A translucent object, not all the light is going to pass through. So again, I'll show you when I don't have any materials blocking my light, you can see that small circle. But when I add the wax paper, you can see not all the light is traveling through. I still have light source on my blanket. However, I don't see that small light anymore. Only some of that light is passing through the object. Alright, dragons, the last type of material we are going to talk about are opaque materials. Opaque materials do not allow any light to pass through the object. So we're going to need to turn the lights off for this one. Awesome. I'm going to be using a material called aluminum foil. This can also be found in your kitchen. We're going to be seeing whether or not this object is opaque, which means it will not let any light travel through it. So I have my light source, and when I shine it on the wall, I can see my light source completely because nothing's blocking it. When I add my aluminum foil, none of the light is able to travel through, which means it's opaque. If I was to actually cover it, you can see that it blocks out all of the light even though my light source is still on. This means it is opaque. When I take it off, you can see my light source shining back through again. Alright, 4th grade, go ahead and stand up. Today we're going to be learning 3 new vocabulary words with movement. So, it's just like when we do mirrors in class. So, mirrors with words. Absorb means to take my light source in. Absorb means to take my light source in. Go ahead and teach. Mirrors with words. Reflect means to bounce off. Reflect means to bounce off. Finally, we have our 3rd vocabulary word, which is refract. So say it with me, refract. Refract means my light source breaks. So, mirror with words. Refract means to break. Refract means to break. All right, I'm going to be using this glass cylinder to demonstrate what refraction actually is. So I have a glass cylinder that you can see directly through. I'm going to put my straw inside, and you can see my straw going directly through it because the light source is passing through with nothing blocking it. That means this glass is transparent. I'm going to now take my glass of water and dump it into my glass cylinder. Watch what happens to the straw. As you can see, the straw is bending. That's because when the light travels from air, which is in the top of the cylinder, to water, which is in the bottom of the cylinder, it's slowing down. Therefore, it's refracting or bending the straw. Really, my straw is fine and not bent. It's just because the light source is traveling from air to water. Alright dragons, I hope you enjoyed today's science video. I now challenge you to become scientists and try these experiments out for yourself. Take any type of light source that you have. It could be natural from outside like the sunlight, or it can be artificial like the flashlight I have, and test out different materials around your house to see if they're transparent, translucent, or opaque, and let me know what you discover. Also, you can see how light travels by taking a transparent object and seeing different objects that refract in it by filling it with water. I used a straw, but you can use other things like pencils or pens. You can even use a fork. So let me know what you discover, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye, dragons.